or she who has access to the most information stands a better chance of being successful in life. Benjamin Disraeli. This is Azaba with Christiana, and today we will be talking about arming your kids with the right information that would help them to be successful much later in life. Thank you for joining in and enjoy the show. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Azaba with Christiana. So Azaba is a Basange word which means talk, and that is what we'll be doing on this channel. We'll be talking about a lot of things, a lot of issues. Stay back, enjoy the show. Thank you for joining in. Welcome to Azaba with Christiana, the talk show where we talk about a lot of things like the protection of the rights of women and children, sexual, physical, emotional, financial abuse, how to access help um, when you are a survivor of some form of abuse or the other. So you're welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. Sit back and enjoy the show. So yes, today I'll be talking about how to arm our kids with the right information that will give them a stepping stone to be successful in life. So I would want to begin by saying that the way our parents raised us, um, we cannot afford to raise our kids the same way because a lot of things has changed. The way parents raised their kids 20 years ago is different from the way a parent who is intentional about parenting will raise their kids today. Because a lot of things have changed, a lot of technological advancement, a lot of research into child psychology, and all of that has made us understand that the way we were raised was not completely healthy for us. And even though we turned out good, that's objective. um, it doesn't necessarily mean that if we raise our kids the same way now, they would turn out the way we turned out. So um, to be an intentional parent means that you have to arm your kids with the right information that will give them a fantastic, leverage and becoming successful in life. So the first thing I would want to say about arming our kids with the right information is there's something known as misinformation, and a lot of parents do that. A lot of people do that. Misinformation is as deadly as a lack of information because you are telling them a lot of things, but you're not telling them the right things. Now, if you do not have the right information, how does that information help you, right? So let me give an example. While we were growing up, and our parents, mothers especially, were going to talk to us about starting our menstrual periods. You know the way they say, "You are now a woman. If a boy touches you, like this, you get pregnant." Of course, I understand, their motive behind doing that. They were just trying to ensure that we did not, start having sex until we were ready, um, or married, whatever be the case. So it's really understandable, but of course, they went about it the wrong way because saying, having that conversation and saying those things meant that you're putting a lot of pressure on your child. She doesn't want to play. She doesn't want to play anymore because she's scared. She doesn't want a boy to touch her, like him, so she doesn't get pregnant. So that's misinformation. Yes, you were given information that she's now a woman. Woman. I don't know how that even works. Um, and she now has the ability to get pregnant and have a child. But there was some form of misinformation because you were not particularly honest, while you were giving that information. So another example I want to give about misinformation is how parents are always top of their class. You see a parent bragging, when I was in secondary school, I always came first. It was either first, second, or third. But you're lying. You're lying. That's not necessarily true. And what this does is, especially when you have a child who is struggling academically, you're not putting yourself on a high pedestal that child. doesn't feel like they can reach. Now you're putting unnecessary pressure on your child. It's not a big deal to let your child understand that you also struggled. I struggled with maths. I had issues with chemistry. I wasn't doing so well in physics. I did not like literature in English. Let your child know. Um, just so that they understand that whatever issues they're having academically, it's normal. It has happened before. And if you as a parent struggled with, your academics and you made it through school and have a job and doing well at your job, it means that, as your child, I would be okay, right? So stop putting unnecessary pressure on your child, to be that perfect child. There's no perfection anywhere. Everybody is trying, we're just giving it our best shot. So don't put unnecessary pressure on your child. I'll give a final example. You know how every parent married a virgin, every mother married a virgin, every father married a virgin. Well, of course, a lot of people married as virgins. People still marry as virgins, but not everybody married as virgins. Now, as a parent, if when you're trying to have that conversation with your child or your children about being sexually pure, why don't you just open up and tell them, heck, I struggled. I struggled with my hormones. I struggled with sexual urge, and this was what I did. You know, be open. Stop trying to be perfect. Even your kids, sometimes they know you're lying. Yes, they know you are lying. But of course, the way we were brought up now, we're not brought up to say, but you are lying. You don't tell your adults in your life that you're lying. But sometimes they know you're lying. Why don't you just be upfront, be open? Okay, yes, I had sex before I got married to daddy, or I didn't have sex before I got married, but I struggled. This was how much I struggled, and this was how I was able, to stay um, sexually pure before marriage. Yes, be open to your kids. Talk about these things. So another way you can give your children or child the right information that would help them in life is when it comes to choosing a career path. You had quite a lot of instances of parents who would insist that, okay, for instance, I'm a doctor, my father was a doctor, you have to be a doctor. It didn't matter that the child could not stand the sight of blood, it did not matter that the child was not so good with physics and chemistry and biology. And then you find a lot of people who ended up in career paths that they had no passion for whatsoever. So, as parents of today, we have to do better. You need to study your child as early as possible to understand, their talents, gifting, skills, what do they like to do, just so that we're able to guide them towards the career path that would be best for them. So yes, you need to inform your kids about the options available to them, about the pros and cons of whatever career path, what they needed to do to be able, for instance, a child who says I want to be a pilot. As a parent, you should be able to inform your child about what he needs to do, what subjects he needs to focus more on, and then also inform your kids about the possibilities that abound with studying abroad. There are so many scholarships, so many opportunities abroad that children who have intentional parents are, tapping into. So, of course, we know how everything is. Everybody wants to jump back. But as it stands, a lot of people cannot do that. Either they cannot afford to do that, or they're already too old to do that. So, as a parent, trying to help your child to be successful, you should arm that child with enough information. Talk to your child about volunteering while in school. Join the girls' guide, join the boys' brigade. Volunteer. A lot of opportunities that would come off from volunteering. So we need to inform our children about those opportunities that are available to them. Another way I feel like we can inform our children appropriately is when it comes to religion, whatever value system, the value system of loving your neighbor, the value system of, of Christianity. It will help you to be more accepting of other people, accepting of what they believe in. You may not agree with them, but you do accept them as a human being first and foremost. So yes, I feel like as parents we need to give our children adequate information about whatever religion, whatever diet we believe in. Kindly comment. I want to hear your thoughts about what we have spoken about today. How were you informed about certain things? How did your parents bring up some topics? How did those ways of talking about those things, how did it affect you? Did it help you? Did it put pressure on you? I also want to hear your thoughts about other ways you feel parents can step up when it comes to informing their children about life and what it entails. So like, share, comment, subscribe, please. So long as you're an adult who have children or a child within your sphere of influence, you are a parent to that child, and it is expected that you do all you can to help that child, be all that it can be. So yes, I am not a biological parent yet, but I have a lot of nieces who look up to me. I have cousins who look up to me, and I'm trying my very best, to from my own little experience with life. I'm trying my very best, to make their own lives a little bit easy. So yes, I do hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be dropping another video next week. I'll be dropping a video once every week. Kindly put on your notification button so that you do not miss out on all the fantastic content. I'll be fantastic week. See you next week. Bye. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe. Please. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.